Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. In this lesson we're going to have a further look at the player GUI script. Now for most of you this script is now complete, and I'll downsize monodevelop and I'll hit play. And this is what we've got up to now. We can see the background textures, we can see the min and the max textures, and for the hunger and hydration we can actually see those going down at the moment, so we can see the max texture adjusting. But we also have a label where we print on what each bar represents, so whether it's health, hunger, hydration. So let me just stop that there. Now in a future lesson, when we come round to doing the inventory script, when you open your inventory, you're going to be able to see the numeric values for each stat. But this may not be what some of you want. Some of you may want the values, the numeric values, also printed on the label. So for those of you who want that, that's what we're going to cover in this video. For those of you that are happy with the way that it is, you can go ahead and skip this lesson. You do not have to do this. It will not affect the way anything else works in the tutorial series. So please, if you're happy with the way it is, if it suits your project the best, as is, as I say, please skip this video. But for the rest of you, let's go through, and because we don't have a way to damage the player yet, let's use the hunger as an example. Now for the player GUI, because we get the values in real time, we do not need to use the toString function. We will need to use that at a later date, but not for this script. In this script, we can just add to the label. So, as I said, we're going to use the hunger, and I can see I need to change that comment there to hunger. And we'll come here just before the close bracket. So, space and plus. And we're going to say the return current player hunger. Now, there will be an issue with this variable, so I'll show you the issue and then I'll show you how to fix it. But for now we'll just say plus again, little speech marks, / space, and we'll hit plus again, and we'll say return maximum player hunger, and we'll just bring the comment back into line. There. So we'll save that off and we'll go and have a look at how it looks in game. So remember, it's not going to work perfectly first time, and I'll just show you how it looks for now and then we'll fix it. So as you can see, we now have numeric values, but because, and if I just pause that there, in fact I'll stop it, because this value, if I come to the hunger, is a float, we're getting the number, so let's say 90, but we're also getting point and then a load of other numbers, and we don't really want that. We want this to be a whole number, so we need to cast it to an int, which basically means just to round up or down to whichever is the closest whole number in this case. And we can do that quite simple. We just come right to the very front of that variable, the return current player hunger, and we open and close the normal type of bracket. And in there we just say int. We have now cast this value to an int. And I know a lot of people have problems when it comes to casting values. This is simply how you do it. And we'll be casting a lot more values before this series is completed, so we'll be going through all the ways in which you can cast to a different type of variable. So we'll downsize that for now, we'll just clear that and we'll hit play and we'll see how it looks for now. And if I turn the GUI on, as you can see, it's now rounding to the whole number, and we can see the hunger chugging down and we can see the numeric values. So we'll stop that there. And if you want to adjust any of this, as you can see, it's fairly bunched up, and I'll just alter that hunger space and I'll put a little colon and I'll just save that there. You don't have to do it this way, but I'm just showing you how you alter the label. Now if I hit play again, we'll switch it on again, and as you can see, we've got the space. The colon's probably fairly close to the number, but you get the idea. You can just go through and you can just tweak these labels until you're happy with it. It's your project, it's whatever you are the most happy with. So I've got rid of the colon, left the space in place. We can still see hunger, we can still see the numeric values. So I'll stop that there. And like I said, for those of you that were wanting me to cover the toString function for these types of labels, we'll be doing that in a later lesson, so don't worry about that. But as I said, for the player GUI, we're getting the values constantly updated in the void update in real time, so this works absolutely fine. And of course, once you've done that, if you want this in your project, and you may not, but if you do, you can just go ahead and you just paste them in, and as always, just change out the variable. So to current player health, and we'll return the maximum. And I'm not even sure if I'll have it like this in my final project. I may get rid of it and just have the coloured bars with just the health printed or whatever. But I'll put it in for now, just so you guys can see it working. And we'll change that. Current hydration. We want the return maximum hydration. We'll just keep bringing the comments back into line, and obviously you can add to your comment here, but let's just keep going along. We'll change the stamina, so return current stamina, and we want the return maximum stamina. And we'll just keep going, bringing the comments back into line, tidying up the script as we go. And finally for the battery, so we'll paste that in there, return current battery power, and finally for the maximum battery power, one last time we'll bring the comments back into line, and we'll save that off there. So with that done, let's go and have a little look at this. We'll hit play, we'll turn them on, and as you can see, hunger and hydration are working fine. We'll run, we can see the stamina works. When we run, we'll turn on the battery. You can probably see better as well the stamina creeping back up now I've stopped running. Now we have the numeric values, you can see the battery running down, and if I turn it up to high beam, the battery runs down a lot quicker. And as I said, these values are too quick, but it's just for testing. Obviously we cannot test the health yet because we have no way for the enemy to damage the player as yet. That those videos are coming. But I think we can gather that if the other four work, the health should be absolutely fine. We'll stop that there. And in the next couple of videos, we're just going to go back and we're going to make a few updates to the enemy AI script. And then we'll continue on and we'll create some new scripts. So We'll leave this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.